The following show is not intended for children under the age of 17. There will be foul language and adult content. Viewer discretion is advised.
Numbers in my stock is going up 'cause of my hunger. When you see me in my zone, I'm locked in, not clocked in. I'm never boxed in. When you see me in my When I'm in my zone, I feel like I'm alone. I feel like I'm unknown to the world that's full of clones. My originality's focused on principalities broken. I'm loaning my heart and soul to the game that's scared to pay it back. And failure is a motherfucker. The strength to go on and believing in another sucker who don't see the vision in you. So you gotta work harder times two. Gotta make it do what it do with the limited sources you have. Your dream is still a find that motivation in you and inspire the world to do what you can. If you love it, then fuck it, get through it. Yeah. Mumble mentality activated. I waited for so long and burdens I've outweighed. When you see me in my
All right. We is in that thing, ladies and gentlemen. We are on the ultimate of CP time tonight, but we apologize. There was a lot going on. Pretty much the whole crew was tied up doing various different non-podcast related activities, and that's why we're here now. But we made it. At some point, DJ Micah B may or may not pull up, and Outlaw is in a business dinner, as we'll call it, so they better not offer him dessert. We might not see that man for the rest of the month. But time will tell. But it's okay. We still got a couple of the crew here. You see, we got the big homie Jen in the building. We got the big homie FTSL Moo in the building. Of course, I am the one that they still call Mr. GQ, and I'm going to keep my headline the way it's going to be until y'all motherfuckers understand it. But listen, please allow my patience and confidence to offend you.
Was popping as Mr. Gent in testing 1 2 3. I say that because I have a new mic.
You have a new mic and it stopped working.
Did it?
You said I have a new mic and then you went
Well,
some
having like
some Chinese martial arts film type shit. You started talking and you kept going.
Well, it's your boy King Peddington the third. Always and forever stay petty.
Stay petty, my friends. All right, so we're gonna get this show kind of cracking on we're gonna say let me say a somber note. Let me just do that because unfortunately, just like every year, we lose countless numbers of we'll call them famous people, celebrities, icons, people who mean a lot to whether it's our childhood, parts of our adult life, whatever, people that have made major influences in our lives, the people that we see on TV. And right now, this list is now headlined by an absolute legend in the community, the late, great Reverend Jesse Jackson, who is no longer with us. He passed away yesterday at the age of 84. So my man lived a great life. But if you've been around long enough, you've seen all the countless things. This man also tried to run for president like twice and somehow did not get elected, but would have been great. I think just Reverend Jesse Jackson as a president would have been fun. Personally, granted, I think I would have been really, really young when he ran, so I wouldn't have really remembered it, as much like I did with President Obama. But kind of going down our line, some of these people, you guys, not you guys on the panel, but the fans, you guys may or may not know some of these people, but I'm gonna still run them down because you might remember some of them. But of course, we also lost Robert Duvall, best known for his roles in The Godfather and The Apocalypse Now. He was 95 years old, so my man was getting close to that century number. His wife, he was married for 20 years. He passed away February 16th. And that was that was tough. Another one that hits our childhood is James Vanderbeek. If you grew up at all watching Dawson's Creek, you know exactly who we're talking about. He had passed away on February 11th. He had a long battle with cancer that I don't know how many people actually remember that or knew that, but another one of those icons from our childhood that we no longer have. We lost another Hollywood legend in Kathleen O'Hara. If you watched, obviously, Home Alone is where a lot of people know her from. Beetlejuice. Of course, she was in Schitt's Creek. She passed away in January, but she died at the age of 71. and was still currently she was doing a lot of stuff. Like she was in a lot of projects prior to kind of her getting ready to pass. Like it's not like she like took a break or anything. Like she was actively kind of getting it in, and then it just unfortunately life kind of happened there. Um, we also lost Valentino Garavani. I apologize, almost messed that name up, but he's a famous Italian dresser. He dressed Gwyneth Paltrow, Kim Kardashian, Julia Roberts, and more. He passed away at the age of 93. Back in January. Um, One that I didn't realize happened until really like 2 days ago. Was Kiana Underwood. She started on Nickelodeon's All That. She was very young. She was struck by a car in Brooklyn. She actually passed away at the age of 33, so she was very, very young. And this was mid-January when this happened, but I did not like this one. Didn't get a lot of buzz. Didn't get talked about a lot. So I was like, oh damn, that's that was unfortunate. It was crazy. Um, Kind of running down our little list here. Mm, mm, where we go? My stuff messed up on me. There we go. Michael Reagan, which is Ronald Reagan's son, passed away. He was a radio personality and he was a commentator as well. January 4th, he was 80 years old. I apologize. Um, you had Victoria Jones, Robert Tommy Lee Jones's daughter. She was unfortunately found dead at in her hotel room back in January. She was only 34 years old as well. So a lot of we'll say shocking type of you know. I also didn't know that Jane Tricca had passed away. For those who don't know who that is, she was the Scary Movie actress who had her ball sack out as the PE teacher. So if you know, you know. If you didn't see the movie, probably should go watch it, but you're probably also going to turn it off as soon as you see the scene that we're referring to. She was 62 years old. No, not that stupid. Stupid ads messing up my stuff. But that's just kind of highlighting where we are. There were in total so far about 22 that we've had celebrity deaths in 2026 already. And I'm like, damn, it's February.
Jeez.
The last week of the month is next week. Like we about to be done with February. Like that's crazy. But yeah, so just wanted to make sure before we get into the meat and potatoes of the show that we pay our respects from on behalf of Gentlemen's Talk and the FTSL family for all those unfortunate lives lost and losing legends and icons of a lot of our childhoods and things of that nature. We always want to make sure we kind of shout them out one last time. So to make the simplest transition possibly, because this is a story that literally happened probably, let's see, it's 10 o'clock here, so 6 hours ago. So before we do that, let me cue this up. All right, here we go. So, ladies and gentlemen, I bring to the front Mr. LaMelo Ball. So, the way this story goes down is at literally 4:07 today. This man was driving this beautiful custom Hummer, by the way. Literally crashed that motherfucker into a car and then kept going, kind of pulled off to the side. And the reason he pops up on Dumbass Millionaires is because he was seen getting out of his Hummer and jumping into a Lamborghini and essentially driving off after the fact. And it's like, brother, you had a custom Hummer. Like people wasn't gonna recognize you in your city. This was in Uptown Charlotte. Like people don't know who the fuck you is. You probably had a custom license plate that said something along the lines of your name or something of the sort. And you thought it was a good idea to get into an accident of sorts. When you look at the angle of the accident, you're like, how the fuck did you clip that car? Like, one of y'all was going in a direction you wasn't supposed to, or somebody ran a red light. Like, the way you hit that vehicle was like, because you scraped their driver's side and fucked up their front end. And it's like, where the fuck was you going? And what kind of unnecessary wide ass right turn, whatever the fuck was going on, did you do to cause an accident like that?
I'm like, you're in the wrong. If you
That part.
Yeah, please like that. So I'm like, you got to be in the category because they gonna track your ass down. They know who you are.
Yeah. See, I'm one of them people. I believe some people just shouldn't drive big ass vehicles.
Thank you.
Everybody can handle it, but
Some of y'all don't understand simple angles and
Thank
why
you.
you need to make wide turns and why you can't do certain things with certain vehicles in certain parts of certain cities.
The man is cooking right now. Y'all hear me?
Like, listen, I'm a Texan.
I'm
All right. I drive a BBT. All right. I drive a big black truck. And I be cutting the fuck out them turns. But I don't be clipping shit and I don't be hopping no curb. But even if I did hop a curb, I got a truck for that. But I'm saying that because there's levels to this. When you drive a big vehicle, you have a certain set of rules that you must follow because you take up more space. And people get mad at me. And I'm going to ask you guys this because I want to kind of get y'all's opinion. More so Moo's opinion versus Jen's, but I still want your opinion because you live here, Jen, so you'll understand what I'm talking about because we see it all the time. How do you gentlemen feel when y'all see somebody that drives a big ass vehicle, whether it's a truck, SUV, long bed, extended cab type truck, whatever, and they back into every parking spot?
You actually know how to drive.
I'm asking both
That's
of y'all.
how I feel. That's how I feel. I feel like you actually know how to drive if you can maneuver something of that size and weight in backwards into a parking space. Right now, as somebody who's driven semis or somebody who's driven 18-wheelers, trucks, etc., driving a truck, driving a bigger vehicle takes a different level of skill. And I wish a lot of people would realize that before they got behind the wheel of one. Because I know it looks nice, but not everybody's meant to drive a big car because y'all don't know how to drive big cars.
No, some people couldn't even drive long body cars.
Literally, like it's long body, short body. Y'all have a problem driving slug bugs, okay? So y'all driving anything bigger than a Prius I ain't gonna lie to you, is kind of crazy because unless you really got it like that. When I say got it like that, you got to really know what you're doing around the curves, the angles, the maneuvers, how to get in, get out. You know what I mean? Dip and dodge with the turns. Like it's an art. It's a skill, and a lot of y'all don't have that skill. It's a skill issue for you.
Mm-hmm.
So I've driven a car my whole life. I never had a truck, just straight cars. And the job I have now, I have a work truck. And I have tools and everything in the back, so I got extra hip on that shit. And to this day, I still don't understand why these niggas don't know how to fucking drive. Like, I'm like, I hop back there, I hop on the fucking truck, and I'm still whipping the same way I'm doing a car. I'm still backing in the shit the same way I do it. Simple mechanics, simple angles. Like some people do the 17-point turn where you don't need to,
That man
You
said
know,
17
You know
turn.
exactly what I'm talking.
And he ain't lying.
Yeah, because I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm one of them people. All right, I back into every fucking parking spot I can get into, even at my
Every
own
single
house.
one. Yeah.
Because my house is my house is at the corner of a 4-way stop, and I back in. And one day I was driving, and there's a reason why I asked you guys that question, because I had somebody, because I do it with my work vehicle too, because I drive a van at work, which I nickname it the pedal van because I don't like that motherfucker. It's one of them Ford Transit vans. If you ain't never seen one, look it up. That motherfucker look like a pedal van, a grocery getter, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Who the fuck got a soundboard?
Oh my god.
No, I love it. But somebody had asked me, like, why do you back into, pretty much every spot that you go to? I said 2 reasons. First reason and most important reason is escapability. I don't think people understand the advantage you have when you back into a parking space because when shit hits the fan and you jump in your vehicle, and the fact that I don't have to back out of a parking space, I can just take the fuck off. I've saved that much more time in a crisis situation versus backing up and hoping a motherfucker ain't coming behind me and under this because I can see you. I'm there. I'm in the front. I got my field of view is not what's behind me, it's what's in front of me because behind me is a goddamn parking space. So that means I can get my ass out. And the second reason, especially with my truck, is because I'm one of them people that also has a dash cam front and back. So when I back my vehicle in, you know what the fuck you see in my window? A big ass black camera. So you know what that means for me? I'm deterring motherfuckers from trying to break into my shit. Cause you see this big ass black camera, and you're like, I don't even know if I can break into this bitch because I don't know if that shit's still running. And I got a front and a rear camera. You can't even see the rear camera because my back window tinted. So it's like I'm deterring people from fucking around and finding out. Cause you see Rove 4K. So bitch, I see you in 4K. And you know I can see you. And so it's like, listen. And plus, I just like backing it up. I'm a big fan of backing my vehicle into a parking space, especially the diagonal ones, because that's the ones you got to have skill for. It ain't the straight parking spots. It's the angled ones because you gotta see. And that's the thing, when you got a car, you can do what Mr. Jen said. If I'm driving a car and I go to HEB, for example, and I see a diagonal parking spot, I can whip, see the spot, stop. I can turn the wheel. I can get in there a certain type of way. It ain't no thing. When you got a truck, a little different, a little bit more geometry involved. You know, I gotta pull up. My bumper almost got to touch another vehicle in front of me because I got to be just right so I can get that jackknife angle to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that whip it angle because you gotta swing that motherfucker.
Because see, here's the thing: I'm not the typical asshole truck driver in Texas, who likes to park and super close to either side of their line. I try to center mass my shit. Because I want you to be able to get out. Because, you know, that's the downside of backing into a spot is that you're most likely making it difficult for somebody to get into their vehicle that drove in as regular unless you back in at the right, you know, measurements. Yeah. So I try to be considerate of those around, but I'm also not a lazy ass bum. So when I go to places, public stores, I also have no problem parking in the back and walking.
Yeah.
Like, I would rather park in the back because I don't want to be that goddamn close. Because, you know, all you motherfuckers gonna park around me anyway. And one of you motherfuckers gonna hit my shit with a grocery cart or something, and we're gonna have to squabble up. So I'd rather just park in the back where it's like 3 cars back there and a lot of open spaces, and I can just park, get out, do my thing, get back in the vehicle, and I'm out that thing. So, but that's just me though.
Man, that's all three of us, honestly. Just for that fact right there, for everything that you just stated. Like, I back into spaces, even if I pull into a straight one, there's no one on the other side, and I'll pull all the way through.
I'll pull all the way through so I can do the lazy backup.
Exactly. But
that's a skill too. Is catching that. Oh, what's a spot me? And pull all the way up.
All right, we got it.
It's like, oh, got that lazy back in. I'm all the way with that type of shit. Yeah, that was good times. It was something that came to my attention because I was fucking around with some other shit earlier, and I remember somebody asked me, I was like, man, let me ask the fellas, let me see what they be doing because we all seen it, like especially like when you go to Walmart out here, like motherfuckers will park. I don't know why people do this, but they will park their big ass vehicles, and they use the parking lines as a suggestion. And they'll park their fucking vehicle and they'll use the line as their center mass and they'll park that bitch and split it, basically parking 2 parking spots. And I'm like, oh, okay. That's what we doing. Okay. I'm still going to park in that parking spot. I'm going to block your dumb ass in because you over here playing games. Thanking you cute and shit. Like, no, that shit ain't cute. That shit annoying as fuck.
Yeah. The petty mode is activated at that point.
I will make it to where your ass can only get in your fucking back seat and you got to crawl through the front. I don't give a fuck.
Man, look, you're going to have to go through the trunk fucking with me.
Because listen, that's one thing about being out here in Texas, boy. And when you go to the fucking medical center, you got to park in them fucking parking garages. Dog. them motherfuckers can't park
this
for
big,
shit. And then them spots is narrow.
right?
Like, bro, when I went to the Galleria, my truck barely fit. I was nervous because I didn't think my shit had the clearance. I was like, and my truck ain't that tall, but I was like, bro, this shit, like, you know how you can see the cement barrier and it disappears, and you just like, man, I've been out here. I'm like, and then the fucking parking spots just fucking horrible. Even when I park center mass, the vehicles are like this far apart. I'm like, how the fuck I'm supposed to get out this motherfucker? Like, I ain't the biggest dude, but I ain't the smallest dude. I ain't about to just turn into a piece of notebook paper and slide through my goddamn door. Like, the fuck? Like, I'm like,
They for
whoever
sure
designed
expect
these
that,
parking
though.
garages, bro, like, you an asshole. Okay? You an asshole for designing these parking garages.
Like, I get you
Nah,
trying
that's
to be
facts.
efficient, having more people parked in there.
Fuck that. You're not taking doing. You need to make a designated area for trucks and big vehicles and SUVs because
higher. That's
look,
fine.
because your ass will make spots for these fucking electric vehicles and compact cars. What about us big vehicle motherfuckers?
Talk about it.
Like, we need space too. Like, hey, listen, I'm not sitting there talking about like a fat person on the airplane has got to buy 2 tickets. I'm just saying I got a bigger vehicle than your little fucking Toyota Corolla. I take up space.
Talk about it.
I'm sorry. I'm really not, but you know,
I'm really not.
I'm really not. Like,
I'm
I'm
really
not. And like I said, I have a I have a standard truck. Like, I ain't doing none of the Texas shit. I ain't got my shit with a lift kit, none of that. No, because I know how these parking garages go. If I get a lift kit, I ain't gonna ever be able to go in the parking garage because I'm gonna scrape the fuck out my top end. So,
park on the road.
you know, she had parking on the side of the road and just walking. Miss me with that. Because first time I hear that scraping sound, I'm probably gonna have a heart attack. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
I will legit pass out. At the wheel. I'm passing out at the wheel.
Oh, I've seen it. I've seen people got the fucking like the light bars and shit on top of their shit and get that shit knocked off in a parking garage. I'm like, see, I want to get a light bar, but for that reason, I'm not.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, if I get the light bar, I got to install that bitch on my hood. I can't install it on top of the truck like I want to, but my front light's already bright. I don't want to be out here I'm trying to kill vampires or some shit with my bright ass lights. That's legit. No, that's the first thing I did when I got the truck. I replaced the headlights immediately. I was like, how LEDs? I needed some brights.
Yeah, I'm about to do the same thing with my car.
Yeah, I can't do them standard like halogen style bulbs. They're just not, you know, they're just not very bright. And then when you know how it is around here, sometimes you drive through some places where ain't no fucking street lights or nothing. You like, bro, I can't see shit. Or you get on them back roads. I'm like, nah, I need some light.
Yeah,
I need some light. I need some vampire killer light. Like, fuck that. Like, but I will say, in that truck, them changing them fucking headlights was not like it is in a car, where you can pop the hood, you know, unscrew, pull it out. I had to pull my whole goddamn front end off.
Yeah, that's what they're making.
I was like, I had to pull the front end out, pop out some shits, take the whole like light housing unit out, then do that. I was like, bro, this is ghetto. You goddamn lights better last a long time because I ain't trying to change bulbs that often.
Like, you had to take the whole front off and literally take the whole. You had to replace the whole housing.
Yeah.
And that shit, I was gonna do it, but because I saw all that, I said, you know what, never mind.
Yeah, it took me a solid. It was probably a solid 10, 15 minutes to change my lights out, which should have normally took me like, 2 minutes. But it is what it is. Had to get it done. It was going to be done. I have thought about getting fancy and getting like how some people put the lights in their wheels. So you should be going. I'm like, I thought about it. And then one of my partners was like, you could do that. But he put me on game on something I didn't know that I could do. He's like, what if you got the tire pressure caps with the lights on them? And I was like, that still spins when you drive.
But at the same time, it's not as bright, but
it's not. But at night, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
But it would be nice with the LED strip inside the light, inside the wheel housing. It would be kind of lit. But
look good. The only reason I don't,
because I've always wanted that type of stuff like that.
I won't see it. I want to see it.
I like the undercarriage light. Like I think it looks cool. Do I feel like I need it? No. Do I want it? Yeah.
It's pretty. It's flashy.
Yeah, it's flashy, but I don't, I'm like same with my sound system because with these trucks you can get that under seat speaker system, and I was like, do I need it?
That's my
No,
dad. My
but
dad.
do I want some thump? Yeah.
Every time I get in my dad's truck, what do? Turn that shit on. I'll probably
Mhm. You got to hear it, and you got to hear me, and you got to feel me.
definitely felt it. Definitely felt it.
You gonna
Yeah.
feel me going down the street.
You feel the hairs on your arm shifting.
Mm-hmm.
I got hair on my
Yeah,
head.
I mean, it's only right. You gotta hear me coming up the street, down the street, on the side street, wherever. But you gonna know I'm coming.
Oh, 100%.
Or I'm here. Either one works.
Before you get into a parking lot, you gotta turn on a certain song. Let them know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, start it over.
You
Already got the
know-
playlist queued up.
You know what songs on your playlist got that thump thump. You already know. Like
And I'm
when
already playing that playlist. So by the time I get in the parking lot, I'm already on the vibration mode at that point.
yeah, like we took that term beat down your block. Like we absolutely was beating down the block. Like when I had like my first car was an 87 Crown Vic, square body, maroon leather. And first thing, that's my baby tank right there. First of all.
Beautiful.
Listen,
Well, fuck something beautiful. Hold on, wait a minute.
yeah. Listen. Even my cars was GQ back then. Like, you couldn't tell me shit with that maroon leather with that square body, big baby right there. So
Oh boy, you better talk about it.
listen, let me pull back the curtain real quick. Let me show y'all how old I am. Because this is 2026. I have Apple CarPlay in my truck now, touchscreen, all the fancy shit. In that 87 Crown Vic, let me tell all the kids out there how the fuck we used to play music. All right. I had an iPod, I had a tape with a fucking headphone jack that I plugged into the fucking iPhone and put the tape in the radio. And that's how we used to Bluetooth in back then. This was pre-Bluetooth, pre-hooking up your phone to your car, all that shit. Like it was an iPod with a fucking tape with a fucking headphone jack. So, and it still worked with your sound system. It didn't even matter. You just had to change that bitch from radio to tape mode. And that's like the early stages of Bluetooth anything, like Bluetooth sound was an adapter you would buy at Walmart that would go into your cigarette lighter that would turn your radio station into your phone. That's the early stages after the tape.
It went into your aux.
I still use one of those.
Yeah, I've used one of them recently as a couple years back because my car wasn't updated. But I bring that up because I was like, so between that and I had my, I had my 10s in the trunk with the tweeters and the nice sub, did all that. This is me going to college. This is first year going to college. So a lot of music was hot at the time.
Yeah.
And we talking about, turning on certain songs when you coming in. So I would always, one of my favorite songs, because I knew it had that bump on it, was that Gorilla Zoe.
Yes, sir.
Play that hood. So I came around the corner. I keep the perp by the pound. I was like,
Like it all know on the town. Hood nigga.
You already knew. So between that, I had Young Buck Shawty Wanna Ride, because that hoe had an underrated bass in it. Like that when that beat dropped on that track, that hoe was hard. So like you was finna hear me. 100%. You was finna hear me.
It was a Millie.
A Millie was fire too. But see, and it depended on what my mood was, right? Because like I said, this is my early college days. So like if I was feeling like, if I was feeling a little less hood, I guess you would say, I would pull up in like that playing that dream falsetto with that beat, with that bass drop. That bitch was boom, boom, boom. Like, it's like, you going? I made sure when I made an entrance, it was like WWE back then. Like your songs was like your entrance when you pulled up somewhere. Like, and mind you, my shit wasn't rattling where you couldn't hear the words to the music. My goddamn, you heard the words, you heard the bass, and you heard me simultaneously. So when we pulled up, you knew what the fuck it was, and I didn't turn shit down. I just turned the car off. So the problem with that is when you get them up, blow your goddamn eardrum out when you've been partying for some hours, you're like, God damn, I fucked up. My bad. I do the same shit in my truck now. I forget to turn that shit down.
That'd be me because I'm getting off of work when when you get off of work, you be ready to go. You be bumping. I get to that house, and then the next morning, my
You're
bad,
like,
my bad.
shit, my bad. And turn that shit down. And like,
Same
I got a
song.
little like in my truck now. I got a little baby system, so like when my shit is on like 14, that bitch is loud. I'm like, god damn. I was like, let me turn this bitch down about 6.
I didn't know my shit was as loud as it was
I
until
didn't even.
I told my daughter to turn the car on. Like, hey, just go turn the car on. I'll be there out there in a second. And that me?
Yeah.
That me? Let me go out here.
About to break the noise ordinance at 5 a.m. Shit.
Yeah. We all turned up at 5 a.m. Stop playing with me. Yeah.
Wake the
Yeah.
whole hood up.
Yeah. Everybody wake up. Everybody wake up. Good morning.
My radio goes like 45, and it was on like 22. And I'm like, nah, dog. Like that shit. That shit
I don't know
still.
what I don't know what the max. I think mine might go to 40 or 45, but I don't ever get past 22 because that shit starts to get ear bleed level, and I'm like,
On good days, windows down, going down the highway. I'm
yeah.
getting that.
And I'm like, look, and like that, I got a baby system in there right now, but once I put that touchscreen with that Apple CarPlay, I was like, yeah, you couldn't tell me nothing anyway.
Yeah, so I got my car too. So, yeah, good.
Greatest thing ever. Apple CarPlay and Android Music or whatever the fuck they call it, Android Auto, I think, or whatever.
Yeah,
some of the greatest shit ever.
Literally.
Because I just and for me, the reason I say that it's because it is a culmination of all the unnecessary expensive shit I had to buy when I was younger. Because back then, if you wanted GPS, you had to have a fucking Garmin or a TomTom in your fucking car. Or if you wanted Bluetooth, you had to get the Bluetooth Pioneer radio system or the Kenwood put in your car. Like everything had an individual thing. CarPlay and all that shit just combined all that shit. I got my phone, my text messages, my maps, like my Spotify, my Apple Music, like all my shit on one
a tablet.
screen.
I can flip. I got YouTube. I got Netflix. All that shit.
And you know what? Some of you motherfuckers out here got unnecessarily big ass goddamn screens in your vehicles. Some of you motherfuckers out here with 10 and 12-inch fucking computer screens with your Apple CarPlay and shit. You don't need all that. That's a distraction. That's why your ass gonna crash. All right. Because that's too much. That's basically a fucking TV in your fucking car. Like, what you doing? Like, them Teslas used to come with that shit standing. I'm like, bro, what you gonna do with a 10-inch screen in your car?
I mean, when you pull up,
I don't want to see. You don't need to see. I need to see my map. I don't need to see my map and what's going on to my right and my left on the map.
Now I know you're a man of culture. I know you pulled up on a beach one day with a female.
Not in my truck, I haven't.
Not in your truck, but I'm saying like
in general, yeah, 100%.
Screen, get that fire on that mug, the little fireplace on that beach, smooth jazz,
sir.
Nice. We're having a great time. We're having a great time.
If I'm bringing a lady to the beach, the last fucking thing we finna do is turn on a fireplace in the car and watch some fire crackling shit. No.
Yeah.
We finna get out. No. We finna get this blanket out.
Hello.
Put this blanket down.
Yeah.
We finna sit by the water.
But you know that breeze is cold.
It do. You know what's good about when shit like that is cold? It's called cuddle weather.
Hello.
If she cold, she gonna hold me and we gonna be good.
It's on the sand.
It don't matter. Brother, I done camped at the beach. I done pulled up with a whole ass tent.
Yeah.
And hey, listen. Ain't no action like in a tent on the beach action. Because now that same cold air you talking about going through them little vents up top. So it's like an overbreeze. You know what I'm saying? It's cool.
Yeah.
But make sure you got that damn tent stake down because your ass will get blown the fuck away.
Look, you can get to tumbling down that beach now.
Yeah. Like now, a little put you on gameness is when you out there at the beach, and if you decide to sleep in a tent and you decide to participate in the act of children making, make sure you got some baby wipes or something, because
Oh yeah,
you don't want sand getting in places it ain't supposed to be.
water bottles,
Because
whole
you
case of water.
know,
Yeah,
because friction is cool, but when you got sand in places it ain't supposed to be, it just ain't.
not a
So
good time.
make sure you clean yourself up a little bit, before you get about that action box. Um, Still fun though, like explorative, if you will. Um, that's a conversation for of another day that we'll at some point have, but y'all will,
Somebody said,
yeah, no, for sure. We talk, there's always those precarious places that you've had fun. That's how I'm gonna say it. Precarious places for voyages. There you go. But let's get to part of the meat and potatoes of today's show. Because there was an announcement that was made, there was an advertisement that was made. Moolers didn't like it, but it's okay. But we had Netflix, and the reason I liked it is for mostly this reason, is that it's Netflix doing it. And because Netflix is basically giving everybody this middle finger of like, we're going to challenge everything. We're going to challenge everything. So they've already, of course, they had boxing. You had the Jake Paul fight and all the other stuff going on, and it was great. Well, I say it was great. It was fun. It was entertaining. Um, and now Netflix is exploring the world of MMA. And how are they going to get into the MMA game, you might ask? Well, we have two MMA legends, MMA slash boxing, however you want to view this. But we have now probably, let's say 9 years, about 9 years late, but it doesn't matter. But we have Ronda Rousey versus Gina Carano. So some people like it, some people don't. There's mixed reviews. I personally look forward to it. It's going to take place May 16th. Because this is two women who were literally pioneers of the world of MMA. Obviously, Ronda Rousey burst on the scene in the UFC, absolutely blew up, helped put women's MMA on the map in a way that it had never been, to where you could actually have women MMA fighters in championship matches that were main eventing and headlining UFC cards. Like, this is something that Ronda Rousey was a part of, where she was taking motherfuckers out in 45, 55 minute and a half type of shit. It was a big deal. And same with Gina Carano on the other side of the game. She was doing a lot of things prior to getting into Hollywood. And then she got into some shit with some politics and some opinions of sorts, whatever. We live in America. You can have whatever opinion you fucking want to. Your opinion, you're a human. Just like they say, my body, my choice. Guess what? Your opinion, your opinion. You still gonna face the consequences if you offend the wrong people. That's just kind of how it goes. But anyway, May 16th, they're gonna fight on Netflix. Guess who the fuck's gonna watch? I'm gonna watch. Because why not? What I am curious about, because this was just announced today, and this is Netflix's first MMA event, is what are we going to have as the undercard? The undercard for me is going to be more intriguing than the main event. The main event's going to be fun. It's going to be fine. If you're going to capitalize on this being your first MMA event, how else are you going to draw eyes to this event? Yes, having Ronda Rousey and Gina Carano is great. But what else are we going to do? Are you going to do something like pull it, like somebody like Anderson Silva out of retirement? Do you reach out to somebody like George St. Pierre? Do you pull somebody like John Jones? Like, what are you going to do now, Netflix specifically, to really push this to where people are going to be like, oh, I got to tune in for that? Do you do something like what Jake Paul does with his promotions? Do you take like these obviously non-UFC, but these up-and-coming MMA fighters and put them on this card so that people can get eyes on them? Do you highlight more women? Like, what are you going to do in this case to really, take this to a new, to another competitive level, for the sake of Netflix? That's very random. Thank you for your LeBron is the GOAT comment, but we're talking about MMA right now, but we still appreciate you though. So
No, he is not. Stop that right now.
listen, people's opinion are people's opinions. Like I said, you can have your opinion however you feel. But
I'll let you know, whoever that is in the comments, your opinion is wrong.
Somebody Fusion Creates. That's his name. Fusion Creates. Um, so these two women, Ronda Rousey holds a record of 12-2 with 9 submissions and 3 KOs. You know she is known for her armbar. She is a judo-based fighter. And her 2 losses came at the hands. One came at the hands of an underdog fashion. She got kicked in the face by Holly Holm. And the other one, she lost to the Lioness. Amanda Nunez beat the shit out of her. Let's just call it what it is. Amanda Nunez fucked her face up, punched her in the face quite a bit, and knocked her ass out. That's what happened. Point blank, period. Amanda Nunez is her. Just like she ran into the wrong buzzsaw at the wrong time. And then you got Gina Carano, who is 7-1, 1 submission, 3 KOs, as doing her MMA thing. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be at the Intuit Dome in Los Angeles. It's going to be streamed on Netflix. They're going to fight at the featherweight weight class, which is 145 pounds. This is going to be I think it's 4 5-minute rounds. Yeah. Excuse me. 5 5-minute rounds. So they're fighting in a championship fight. UFC championship rules. 5 5-minute rounds using 4-ounce gloves. So they're gonna fight. Like this is gonna be now. I don't foresee the fight going, 5 rounds, but the fact that there is 5 5-minute rounds being advertised for this makes it fun. They're going to be utilizing your traditional MMA rules. I apologize. So they're going to be able to use whatever, pretty much whatever their style is, boxing, jiu-jitsu, wrestling, karate, judo, so there's going to be lots of stuff. So they're going to be using the unified rules of MMA. So things that you currently see on like Bellator, on like UFC, one championship, fighting, all the above. That's what you'll see. But like I said, the thing that I'm looking the most forward to still is I want to see what the undercard looks like, because you can't just have this fight by itself. You've got to have a pretty damn good undercard to kind of add to the overall flair of Netflix's first MMA event. I love that the fact that this event is happening and featuring 2 iconic female fighters. Like, I'm a fan of that. I think that that's what else makes this intriguing. It's not like 2 old MMA legend males coming back and doing something, no, pretty much doing the same old thing. This is different. You don't see this very often, where two female legends from the past of whatever they were doing are now going to come back for something as unique as this. So it makes it it's, like I said, it makes it intriguing. It makes it fun. I'm looking forward to it personally. I'll definitely be tuned in. So, I know Moo already said fuck all that. He don't want to see that. He wanted to see Ronda Rousey fight Cyborg. Which we had a whole talk about this in our chat earlier, but of course, we know whenever that was going down with Ronda and Cyborg was dealing with some controversy that we don't need to speak of. And same thing with Gina Carano, because her and Gina Carano tried to do this a while back as well, and then Gina Carano went on some crazy things, political things, and ended up just getting, we'll say, exiled, I guess is the word we'll use, and it just never materialized into what it needed to materialize into. So we're gonna get
Well,
it.
it was kind of, I mean, it was. I'm not even gonna say it was kind of her fault. It was definitely her fault because
No, yeah, I'll say it was definitely her fault. But she also
yeah,
worked for Disney at the time, and you know how Disney is.
exactly.
We know
So
this. We've done enough shows about people who work for Disney and then don't work for Disney no more.
yeah, it's just when it comes to, I guess, Gina, it's like, well, we know your political belief doesn't stop Dana from booking you. It's just the outlook of the imagery that's probably going to stop it from moving forward because he has a lot of contracts with a lot of big people. But
Mm-hmm.
the main reason as to why I'm just like, so, is because, like, I get it. We want to come together. We want to do something for the fight fans, which I completely understand. And don't get me wrong, is Moo gonna watch this? Oh, absolutely. I'm gonna be front row center. But the only thing I don't like is fighters that are kind of past their time coming back to do something that nobody asked for. Like we didn't really ask for this. We asked for this years ago and we didn't get
Yeah.
it, barring the circumstances. But now, it's like Tyson and Mayweather. It's like, yeah, that's entertaining,
Yeah.
but why? Like y'all,
And
nah.
you're not wrong. Like that the top now, here's what I will say about the Tyson Mayweather thing. That actually fight makes no goddamn sense at all. Like that boxing match makes 0 sense. In no universe should Floyd Mayweather Jr. ever step into the ring with Mike Tyson.
Maybe we could say the same thing about Jake Paul though, but he did it.
Well, no. Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua was different because they weren't that far in weight class apart from each other. Floyd and Mike are vastly different when it comes to weight classes. Like Floyd fights at 155,
Mhm.
Mike fights at 200 plus. This is not the same thing. Like you're talking about one fighter being known for knocking motherfuckers' heads off, and the other one being notorious for not getting hit. Not saying it's a bad thing. I think it's great that you couldn't hit him. That's your fault for not being able to hit him. But you can do whatever defensive things you want against Mike Tyson. He's gonna break through. Brother, you 155 pounds, about to fight a 200, maybe even 220-pound 58-year-old Mike Tyson who still hit hard. Because if you've looked at the fight that Mike Tyson and Roy Jones had, Roy Jones had even said, he said even in his late 50s, he said Mike still hit hard. Floyd ain't
Yeah.
ever been hit by somebody like Mike before.
Man,
Yeah, that's why Mike had to pull his punches against Jake Paul because
Yeah, well, listen, I'm glad Anthony Joshua didn't have to pull his punches.
Yeah. Well, technically he was posted. It wasn't a contract. Anthony Joshua just said, "Fuck that. I don't care about that shit." I made it.
Hey, listen, but like I said, Mu will understand that though. Like if you're a heavyweight and you're fighting somebody that's 155 pounds and they're using defense, you can only block so many power punches before your shit starts to hurt.
You can only move so much and block so many power punches before like that shit just gonna start to build up and he's gonna catch you. Like this is Iron Mike we talking about. This is
Well, the scary thing is though, Mike was always height wise only an undersized heavyweight.
Yeah,
Mike is kind of short, and Mike fights short. He's going to use his own abilities against Floyd to do that, do that swing. And he's going to be literally looking at Floyd in his eyes and then be lower than Floyd, which means Floyd's at a disadvantage, which means he's going to be vulnerable to that uppercut.
Very much so. And if you know Floyd and you know his boxing style, that's the main punch that he's always been vulnerable for. Ask Manny, ask anybody he's ever fought of. What's his name? Maidana caught him with that uppercut. Floyd hated it.
Like, unless somehow Floyd done added a magical parry to his repertoire defensively, he might eat a couple of them cuts. And now we're gonna see, because I can't even tell you. I've never seen Floyd get knocked down as a pro fighter. The more I'm thinking about it, I don't think I've ever seen him get knocked down. And Mike gonna knock him down.
Oh, Mike gonna touch that chin for sure. He might touch canvas. I ain't gonna lie.
And it's crazy because Mike done, besides the Buster Douglas fight, Mike done got knocked down. And it was not a good idea when your motherfucker, because when he got back up, he was like, "Oh yeah, I'm finna knock your motherfucking head off now." So that's why, like, that fight for me is vastly different than this Ronda Gina Carano fight. Like, that one's not so bad, like, as far as discrepancies go. Like, they're a lot closer together than Floyd and Mike. Like, Floyd and Mike, I'm gonna watch it, but it's gonna be hard to watch.
Now, I guess let me preface this by saying, I'm not necessarily, like I said, I'm gonna be front row seat, right? Definitely gonna watch it. I already know how I am as far when it comes to combat sports. But this isn't more so on Ronda, it's more so on Gina, because I felt like
I agree with that.
This is just me personally, right? But I know you said you agree, but I felt like she left food on the table when it comes to the UFC, right? I felt like she tried to duck out a little too quickly when it came to the acting thing, which don't get me wrong, I understand, get your monies, but I felt like if you really loved the UFC, like, a lot of our female fighters do, like Ronda Rousey does, because even after she still tried to stay around the respective sport, I felt like she would have tried to make her way back into another company at least, but she went full-blown head steam into the acting thing, and I just like, I feel like Ronda gonna beat your ass. I ain't even gonna lie to you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and Gina got her ass handed to her by Cyborg too. Like, we
Badly.
people forget that was a thing. Like that was also that was Gina Carano's. That was her loss. Her loss was to Cyborg.
Yeah,
Like that's the thing. It was just unfortunately it was a really bad loss. Her
very
loss
much
to
so.
Cyborg was as bad as Ronda's loss to Amanda Nunez. Like both of them
Yeah,
got their face beat in by the opposer, and then Amanda
yeah,
Nunez beat the hell out of Cyborg. So it's like, well, shit,
yeah.
yeah. So, but like I said, I'm like you, Moon. I'm gonna be front row seat. Um, I ain't gonna hold you. If the fight was taking place in Houston, I probably would have bought tickets. I
Not
probably
even
would
gonna
be
lie to you. I
like,
probably would have
would
tried
I
to
be
go.
front row? No. Would I be in the middle? Fucking a right. With a beer in my hand, having a good time.
Yeah,
But I like the reason I really like this, and it's really because I like what Netflix is doing.
yeah,
Netflix is really going against the grain.
yeah.
Like,
I like it too.
they're doing a lot of things you wouldn't have expected them to do. Like, the Jake Paul thing was big. I don't think people realize how big that is because outside of that, you could only really watch boxing on pay-per-view.
Mm-hmm.
So for
Jason
Netflix to
or
be
any
like,
kind of other network. Yeah,
yeah, Netflix like, hey, I'm gonna give y'all a free boxing match. Here you go. And I'm gonna give you an undercard. Here you go. And it was so good that it literally backlogged the fuck out of Netflix to where shit was freezing and glitching.
yeah. This is true.
And
This is
so
true.
I think it's important if they're when they do this, because it's May 16th, they got time. The undercard has to be good.
Yeah, the undercard has to
And
be damn near perfect.
and I think they can do it because you've got options. You have to decide what your route's going to be though. Are you going you could do a mix. You could do a mix of old MMA legends plus like up and comers. Obviously anybody that currently has a UFC contract, they're not going to let them fight. However, maybe Bellator will, maybe one fighting championship will let some of their fighters fight. Or you've
Mm-hmm.
just got some amateurs who are new to the game that you've never seen before. Like this is gonna I don't know who the main promoter of the fight is yet, so I got to do a little bit more digging because like I said, this was just announced today. Um, but I'm curious because I feel like the undercard has got to be just like Moose, it's really got to be perfect.
Yeah, it's got to
And
be damn near perfect.
I think if you do a blend of I hate to use the word retired, but it's kind of what it is. Retired-ish MMA legends plus some up and comers. I think that's a good mix for a fight like this because this is kind of a what do we call these types of things? These are like I don't like what do we call these types of events?
Hey, it's because it's not like a true fight night, but
No, because I don't even know what we called like the Jake Paul boxing thing. Like I don't like
yeah,
we just called it a boxing match. Like there was no
yeah,
other thing for it. So like I mean we can't just say oh yeah that MMA thing. It's like I don't know. I guess we should figure out what a word for that's going to be because
yeah.
there's
I
got to
think
be a
so.
word for this category because it's not traditional. They
Yeah,
follow the rules. They follow the rules of whether it's boxing MMA, but it's like it's not and it's still a sanctioned fight. Like this fight goes on both of their records, so it's an
mm-hmm.
official fight. So somebody gonna get another L. But it's not like oh you're gonna watch that UFC fight. Like this is an MMA fight, but it's like what do we call it?
Exactly,
It's
exactly.
it,
Like, what
and
are
I'm
we
like
calling the market that is exhibition fights that are building,
yeah.
starting to build up a crowd?
Because right now, I think actually you might have hit it on the head. Right now, I guess we call them exhibition fights.
I mean,
But it's
that's
still, I
essentially
mean,
kind
but
of what they are.
it's still a sanctioned fight. It goes on
Yep.
their record. It's an actual fight. It's just not on the main scale. It's not at the top of the pinnacle.
Yeah.
But
Which,
but
I mean,
it still has a fan base.
exactly. And I think that's kind of where I think, and that's the reason why I like what you said when you said that this is really big for Netflix. And I like that Netflix is doing this because it's not only Netflix kind of taking a chance, but they're saying like they're putting a big like middle finger to everybody. Like, yeah, y'all thought we couldn't do this. Well, here
Well,
we
yeah,
are.
because they're doing that. We know they're about to get the rights to Warner Brothers, so that's about to be a big thing. So
Hmm.
it's like they're just really like, hey man,
That's up in
we
there.
here.
Yeah. Y'all thought we couldn't do it. And look, y'all literally, I think Netflix's whole thing is like, y'all thought we couldn't do it, but look at us now. When it's the Netflix started off, Blockbuster, yup, you thought we couldn't do it. Look at us now. Oh,
Yeah,
there's no way you guys can sustain a website.
bro,
Look at us now.
Netflix is literally the rags to riches story.
Really?
Bro, Netflix you used to go get Netflix things. Like you used to go get the tapes and shit. Like it was its own thing.
You had to get it in the mail first.
Like you had Netflix, Gamefly, all that type of shit. You used to get this shit sent to your house before Redbox. And it's like, and Blockbuster was like, man, that shit gonna flop. And who ended up flopping? Blockbuster, Hollywood Video, Game Crazy. The places that we used to love as kids, by the way. And then Netflix said, you know what? Let's become a $4.99 streaming service. And that was the blueprint.
Yep. It's like, no, you can't do that. There's no way that's gonna work.
And look what happened. Oh, y'all don't want them shows no more? Don't worry about it. We'll take the rights to those shows. Hey, man, y'all remember them nostalgic shows y'all love? We're going to go ahead and put them over here. Y'all come watch this. $4.99. And they built it up. Everybody came through. The old movies that you grew up on was on there. If you was into martial arts films, and that's where Netflix was smart. They stocked up on the martial arts films. They stocked up on the things that everybody grew up on that you really couldn't find nowhere else.
Yep. Classics.
And because when I wanted to watch a whole bunch of martial arts films, like I'm talking about English subtitles, Netflix had them. That's where I used to watch them. And then they said, you know what? Let's add anime to the mix. Like we're gonna have the animes y'all looking for, and we're gonna start making our own. And that's when Netflix changed the game. They said we're gonna start making Netflix exclusive things, movies, animes, shit like that. And I was like, hold on, like, because when we talk about this, like the Netflix animes are actually dope.
Fire.
Like they're actually really good. And I'm like, man, like, and now, like, and think about it. Netflix has always kind of rode this line that nobody else would take a risk on. Because remember when Chappelle was, pretty much was done with Comedy Central, it was like, well, why don't you come over here to Netflix and do your special with us? You own all the rights. We'll pay, pay you the producers, but it's your creative. All of a sudden, comedians have a new platform to have a Netflix special. Like a Netflix special is like a big deal because you still own the majority of the rights to it, but you're obviously utilizing the streaming platform. But I mean, Chappelle got one, Cat Williams got one that just came out, Mike Epps got one, Eddie Murphy had one. Like a lot of your big time comedians are like, well, I'm just gonna go to Netflix because I got more control here than if I was to go to a regular big time network.
Comedians, movie stars, directors, producers, they're all starting to transition towards Netflix because Netflix is giving them the financial freedom, not only the financial freedom, but they're actually paying them on time and giving them the creative freedom to do what they want to do.
Okay, sorry, microphone muted. Of all of our streaming services, I really feel like Netflix and Amazon Prime got it figured out. Because Amazon Prime's Prime exclusive stuff is also really fucking good. So it's like they've really figured out, let me give these cats their creative power, let them do their thing. And I just want to take my little cut. And I'm going to go ahead and get back into these shadows real quick.
Which I think was the best recipe as far as streaming goes.
I don't know where Jim went in and out, but
when it comes to different libraries and
jacking up again, it's that new that's that switch. What's happening when you buy golden things? Things that are gold don't usually last long.
Oh man, he said that new mic.
They look good for a little bit, and then they die out.
But I think when you look at the streaming service or just the streaming game as a whole, Netflix really. They really put the move.
Like I said, all in all, I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be fun. I want to see what they're gonna do next because you already got to deal with WWE, so you already got Monday Night Raw on Netflix. Now you're gonna have MMA. You had boxing. Shit, what you gonna do next? Is Netflix gonna start having? Instead of movies going straight to the theaters, and we're just gonna go straight to Netflix. Like, we're gonna have straight to Netflix films that, maybe that's the next thing. I don't know, but it's gonna be cool. But
Yeah, they get this Warner Brother deal, then they really gonna blow the fuck up. Really.
either way, I'm a big fan of all the above. So hopefully, this is the first of many with this Netflix MMA thing. Because I really want to see how they decide to expand on this moving forward. Because if this generates enough buzz and everything else, like there's gonna be something they can use to build off of this now. And somebody may swoop in and say, you know what, we're gonna make a MMA fighting league of sorts or whatever, and it's gonna be a Netflix exclusive type of thing. And then now Netflix is gonna have boxing, gonna have MMA. They've already got, WWE showing. So now they're just more and more entertainment. Where before long, Netflix gonna fuck around and become a superpower and in the streaming game, and you ain't gonna be able to touch them. I mean, obviously acquiring Warner Brothers is already massive. So they're gonna have all the DC stuff and everything else that's going on. Plus, you're gonna have boxing. Plus, you're gonna have MMA. So who's really gonna compete with Netflix? After all this is gonna be the real question, because they're gonna have a lot of power. And with the whole Warner Brothers thing happening, I'm wondering what that means for like HBO Max. 'Cause right now HBO Max has like a lot of the DC stuff that's going on, the DC animated universe, the DC cinematic universe, like all the type of stuff like that. So I'm like, so does HBO Max like not have that stuff anymore, or how that gonna work?
Better
I
now.
don't know. Things are gonna change, but time will tell. But we are at that point of the show. Like I said, today was going to be a speed run, if you will, a Fast and Furious type of show. We weren't able to do a show like we normally do because of time constraints and kind of getting everybody trying to get a couple of us on screen to get things going. But we made it happen. So we're here. We made it. But like I said, we're going to get ready to do this closeout thing. We'll do our final thoughts here shortly. I think Mr. Gent's still having audio issues, or he fell asleep. One of the two. I don't know.
I'm here.
But, well,
Yeah.
I just had to talk about him. He unmuted himself. But you have closing thoughts there, Mr. Gent?
Yeah. Make more positive relationships this year. Don't let.
He said no. It's quiet.
No, you can't hear me. Moo, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. I don't know why GQ can't hear me.
Yeah, that
But
was dope, bro. All right, Moo, you got any final thoughts?
Yeah, man. Stay black, stay fly, stay high, stay petty. I love y'all. I'm gonna see y'all next week.
I don't think you can hear either one of us.
Okay, there you go. Damn. Oh man, y'all was like talking on top of each other. That's crazy. Yeah, I can hear you now.
Oh yeah. We both talking. I don't know if you heard us or not.
I heard y'all like simul talking. That was kind of weird.
But yeah. Go ahead if you want to.
Okay, gotcha. All right, so this guy. All right, so appreciate y'all for pulling up on this random, we'll call it pop in late night type of thing. We made it happen. We'll be back next week, same bad time, same bad channel. Make sure y'all tap in with us. Make sure y'all run them socials up, man. Y'all, y'all like, subscribe, y'all follow. Chat. We appreciate y'all. Fusing Creates, appreciate you coming in and talking about LeBron and Jordan and GOAT activities that had absolutely nothing to do with the show tonight, but it's okay. It still makes for good, solid entertainment. But as per usual, ladies and gentlemen, we love you guys. We appreciate you guys, and we are.
Motivation in you and inspire the world to do what you can. If you love it, then fuck it, get through it. Mumble mentality activated. I waited for so long. Get burners out, outweight. When you see me.